Okay, part 3, guys. You've been tuning in. So this is the part that I know that because there's no such thing as privacy, is going to get looked at, and I hope it gets looked at by one individual that's touched my heart and has led me in the right direction. I feel I'm connected to that person, and through consciousness that I hopefully that I'm doing good. But I talk more about that. This is what I'd like to tell the global powers, the elite, the corporations, and the projects, and every aspect to national security, and for them to know. Laugh your asses off, boys and girls, is all I can say. Believe this, right? I am your saviour. Ha ha ha. And what I am honoured, and that I am honoured. The world is a changing, my friend. We are connecting, and we are all I can't read my writing, but something advancing in consciousness as it's expanding. So we're learning from each other, and this is a universal change that goes throughout the universe. So after the year 2012, it was a change in time. So, great things are happening. It's not just me getting inspired, or you, or whoever. It's some other ET that's thinking that it's a good idea to help us, whereas before it was like, well, we never got any help. But the thing was, there was a hack like the Matrix, and the reason why it's so fucked up is because I do get granted with this new change. I do get granted with the people in the top stay in top, that they do have to comply and change, that I do get to work for national security at one stage in my life, and that I get to meet someone in particular and, become good friends, and to say that, hey, I can make contact and let's get into the healing and, but we'll get into this before I get into that. I've got my message out there, and the response has been great, and I've had a great response back from flashbulbs to nightquakes to ET craft appearing to orbs to this to that. I've talked about this standard. Now I'm looking on my life and what to do and how to change it. You should work on yours too. Earth won it, right? We bloody won it. We won it for everyone. We didn't just win it for ourselves. That's why we suffered so much pain, because they thought we did, and they didn't like it because they were jealous, because the Earth brought everyone, not just our universe together, but everyone together. To bring everyone together. We've seen universal change, and there is universal change going on about. This is more than what we are used to and what you're used to. Know that this is all happening for a good. They are not the ETs that are breaking out on it. It's about, I don't know what that is. We are, yeah. So I don't want you to lose power. I want you to stay in it. I want you to see change. I want to guide you. I want to become best friends with you. And even if you're someone who's killed 1 billion people, if I could be friends with you and it changed your life and it changed my life and changed everyone else's life, I'd say that's a friendship that I want. And that murdering me will not stop me, it will stop this movement. It may even make it worse for the ETs, because it would be an absolute disgrace for someone that was actually genuinely trying to help the people at the top and for them to stay in power. But obviously with their money and power to stay in and change, and we could, with consciousness expanding, be less threatening, and for them to be worded up and have right advisors. So I can be your advisor. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to just try and say, I'm here to make money out of you. I want you to, if you're someone in power, to remain in power. If you're someone who's unknown, to remain unknown. I'm just wanting it all to work out, and that for every country to get on, and there for never to be a war. That I generally care for Earth, and sometimes we have to say, I am your man to get you back on track. Can I get an Aussie, oi, oi, oi from all you out there, all you Australians? Come on, you national security, you at Pine Gap, you give me a bloody oi, 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 oi. Let those ETs hear, because they're all up there, they're all watching, so give them an oi, oi, and say we're doing it for Australia, because Australia's multicultural. I'm personally doing it for a guy I met at a bar. He made me want to do this for my country, and I could see it that he did it for his country. I wish I could have had a cranny with him and maybe a bottle of wine, because I'm sure I could outdrink him because I'm more of a pisshead. But he was a nice guy, and I'd never share the stories that he shared with me, and just hopefully that he's watching this and know that, mate, like, I cared for you, like, I'm a nice guy and we were meant to meet, and hopefully I haven't caused you too much grief, and hopefully that I can make you proud, and that I'm not going to say anything more, but just know that one day we do meet, and we'll get those ETs up there to do what we want to do, because they've got the powers to do anything. Let's work together, let's work things out. Okay, I cared about you, we got on and we had a good chat, and we could have chat for hours. I hope I've not caused you any grief. My family comes first, and so does yours. Time to do what no other can do. Blah blah blah. Can I just be all your good friends? So that's it about everyone. Can I just be your... So what I want is, I want to make movies. In 12 months I want to make another movie. But for now, this is my final movie, and I'm going to stay off Facebook to give people time to think about themselves. So when I come back, I'm going to be better than ever. I'm going to have all the answers, and I'm going to be able to help you out then. That time will be good for me, it'll be good time for you. Yeah. So there are all the questions that I've gone over, and now that I'll just have a little chat. Yeah, I believe that sometimes you can meet people and they change your life, and I believe that you can learn something from everyone, and I believe that you can get people to change and take on board what you know, depending on how you deliver and how you say it and the timing. And do you say it literally, or do you get them to think it, or like... And it all comes down to, sometimes people just aren't ready, aren't at a level to understand or to get it yet. And the world is changing, and I've said to the ETs about contact and how that, how we bring the whole universe together, and I want this standard. So they're wanting this standard, right? And they've heard me. So they're expecting this, and we're connecting more with ETs than ever. They are all watching, so look up and know that our mask was made in Africa. It's got the big ET almond-shaped eyes. They probably don't know there's symbolics to all of it because of white man when they came in, how everything's been turned up. I'm the white man. I want to help for all the white man damage that has been caused throughout the lifetime on Earth. I was born in Scotland, so I don't like to pay for it, so I like to think I'm getting myself out for free here, and knowing that I'm actually making a buck out of it. So I'm a good old Scot, that I got something, but I actually fucking got you to give me $1 for it. To know that we're not perfect, and we'll probably still never be perfect, because we'll always be learning something, but we'll always be more perfect than we were before. To know this discovery on self-discovery and this mission that you'll go on, that it'll be rough, that it won't be something that's totally known to you. But the more workload that you have when you're trying to discover spirituality is when the harder it may be. But you may be one of these special people that get into it and work it out. I would like you all to be able to make contact with extraterrestrials. I would like you to have your own unique way and, voice your and message and say what you can do for them. Don't be scared to ask them for things. Don't be scared to ask them for a mission, or to be good at something, or I've asked to be more instinctually knowing, and that's why I'm taking 12 months off, because my partner was really good. We had a baby, and I didn't used to attend to her as much as I should have done. And I know that a lot of people aren't honest enough out there that would never say this on public TV, but I learnt a lot of lessons, and I got so far. I'm not throwing it away, and I haven't thrown it away. Our daughter is still safe, but I wasn't a partner that I should have been. And now that I'm prepared to do that, and I'm taking time off, and I'm going to work on bringing home the bacon, and life will work out and things will just happen. And through my connection, like I said, through every 10 ETs throughout infinite universes, when they come down and pop down and see me, and they see that I'm doing good, and they see my partner's doing great, and that I'm being a really good parent, and my daughter is, like got so much great potential, and then that resonance and that feeling they have, they'll be an instant connection to me. We'll brighten up the connection from our location to their location straight away. Just think about then, like every, for everyone in the galaxy has got to come to it. So that's why I said for the galaxy. So how about the Milky Way, and there's this big doof on the roof. It's like doof, and it like scared me. It's like, okay, and I started talking like whispering. It's like, because you like kind of scared me. It's like, but this is what we've got to do. We've got to have a spaceship that's got like 10 people plus from every race, like from the Milky Way, and go around working out and like trying to make contact and coming to conclusions, and then working out how you can all go back and relay all information to each other that's relevant, how it can work out. And know that the human race, that that just say that if I'm not saying that I'm in charge, but I've said a lot on behalf of the human race, and that I think I've got some validity, and had maybe it's worked, maybe it hasn't. What is it worth? What is what you say worth, and what is I say worth? I'm trying to help this situation, and I'm not trying to who was I talking to then? Okay, I was talking to the bad people that are the people that know everything, that just don't do anything good. Like I said to the NSA, what they should do is, I'm Italian, so you got to share your relative pizza pie. What you do is the NSA, that how you spy on everyone's phones and everyone's computers. Well, you go through all the good information, or the relative information, how the beneficial, and how structures, and how implementation, and how seeding, and fueling, and getting people into building and structuring, just how people treat each other and how they think. That the biggest thing is the media. We can do this. We can be a small media company that could be promoted. I'm going to start after this, and then I'm going to give it a break and just see what happens. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page. And basically, I'm going to start this GoFundMe. I've just thought of it now. I'm going to start a GoFundMe. So anyone out there who's got a lot of money that sort of wants to get out of this, that thinks that if the ETs come down like Independence Day to judge us. So that's why I want to bring back the Schwarzenegger, because I want to be like the Judgment Day, like Schwarzenegger. He was bad at the start. I was bad when I was a conspiracy theorist, but I was a good guy once I became spiritual, and I believe that I, help it out for all the big people. And that sort of, I want to do what God would do. And God would be like, hey, no, wait a second. Don't just let the ETs come down and take them away. How about let them, give them a chance, but let them see what they do with it, and see them evolve, see them cry. We wouldn't mind seeing them cry, actually, but then maybe if we see them cry, we might think that, why did we want to see them cry? They've done so much good. We're going to change, and I've got to change. So I'm bloody changing, and I reckon it's going to catch on. So I hope to see what it is going to be for you. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page, and hopefully some big corporations, or some big elite, or some big people who've got some money that go, this guy's interesting. I might give him $10 because, he's brought me $10 worth of enjoyment. Or, maybe someone might give me like $1,000. Someone might give me $1 million. Someone might be like, actually, what I could do is I'll send him money, and then I'll start a Facebook account and say, hey, this is my real name, but I've sent you some money. This is something that I want you to work on. Like, this is my problem, and this is something, like, I need a solution. And I'll work on a solution for you, and then I'll come up with the solution. And we could work on it like that. And I believe that, that if you're out there and you're in the global powers, and, you're someone who's got a say in what goes on, that, just have good intentions. Start implementing good intentions to start with, even if you're not going to do good intentions like your actions. And build it up mentally, that you're actually changing how you think to actually be good. So that through consciousness, so hopefully you're adding to it. And in return, after, your old routines sort of outdrill each other by you changing, that, you know, you can become a new person. And, you know, like, I'm a nice guy and a spiritual guy that, you know, I make contact with ETs, but I could still, you know, be catching up with Uncle Charlie and the CIA and the, you know, at the old Pepsi factory, sort of having good times. And, you know, like, I want to make Pepsi a lot of money. I want to make Coke a lot of money. Yeah. I just think that I'd be a perfect person, a perfect candidate to work on this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it 12 months of not spending any time on it, focusing on my life, and seeing where it takes me, and seeing where I lead, and to think about what movie I'm going to make. Maybe I might release, you know, like a whole bunch of them. But, you know, I want you to stay true, and, you know, the person that I am and what I try and do is that when I get on the internet and that I've met someone with mental health issues, like quite a few people, and I've, you know, through my movies and through my support and how I am as a person, and, you know, how I talk and what I talk about, and, you know, that, you know, I feel that I've changed people's lives and helped people's lives. You know, I want you, while I'm away, to take on that yourself. And, you know, I want for the ETs that are watching this in another galaxy to say, hey, you know, like, come on, please help us. And, you know, like, you'd probably be watching the internet and it would be a part of you as well. So, yeah, hopefully it went all right. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that. And I guess we'll see you in 3 years. See you in 3 years. Get down to the chopper now.